Wahare Medical Officer of Health area in Batticaloa district. Authors are Pathirana LPIU, Sachinta HMT. The speaker is Pathirana LPIU. Over to you.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My topic for the presentation is Can School Teachers Be Lifesavers? Knowledge, attitude and practice of school teachers regarding school injury prevention, basic life support and first aid in Waharai Medical Officer of Health area, Batticaloa district. Background, school teachers are the first responders to majority of school injuries, and according to UNICEF, unintentional injuries such as road traffic accident, drowning and poisoning, falls, burns, these 5 categories make up about 60% of deaths of adolescents worldwide. And globally, more than 1,600 children and adolescents will die every day from preventable injuries. So early interventions can significantly reduce the mortality and morbidity due to school injuries. Prevalence of serious unintentional injuries among school-going adolescents have been identified as a major public health problem in Sri Lanka. According to 2016 Global School-Based Health Survey, these kind of injuries were found to be more common in males and also common in 2 age groups, 13 to 15 and 16 to 17. And as children are a vulnerable group and they spend substantial amount of time at school, they have the chance of being exposed to various hazards at the school ground. And school teachers as the first responders have to have some knowledge regarding first aid. So multi-sectorial strategic action plan on injury prevention and management Sri Lanka has included school injury prevention as part of that. The objective of the study was, it's a cross-sectional descriptive study to investigate the knowledge, attitude and practices of primary and secondary school teachers of Waharai area and regarding basic life support and first aid and the school injury prevention. And study aims to provide insight for the development of training programs and future educational initiatives and policy recommendations to improve the competency and readiness of school teachers in providing first aid and basic life support. So the method, the study was designed as a descriptive cross-sectional study and included school teachers residing in Waharai MOH area, and a structured, pre-tested, self-administered questionnaire was used to collect the data. Simple random sampling technique was employed and 13 teachers from 13 schools from both primary and secondary classes were selected and total 151 participants were there. The questionnaire contained 45 questions and there were 13 questions regarding socio-demographic data and 8 questions regarding knowledge and 12 attitude-related questions and 12 practice-related questions. Ethical aspects, the anonymity of the participants were kept and permission was obtained from the zonal education office of the relevant area. Informed consent was obtained from all the participants. So the results, so we have collected data from 151 participants and socio-demographic data-wise, majority of the participants were less than 35 years of age and majority of participants were females and only around 8.5% were physical education teachers. And teaching experience-wise, most of them had less than 5 years of teaching experience. So we'll move to the knowledge part. The knowledge of the teachers, the primary source of first aid knowledge was regarded as education books for about 51% of the participants, and about 28 of the teachers had prior first aid training. From that, around 70.7 had received in-person training. But a mere 27.6 demonstrate knowledge on how to place a child in the recovery position. So there is a gap in their basic first aid awareness. And also there was 46.3 who held a misconception about seizures being limited to certain family backgrounds. And 41.5% of the participants could identify tonic-clonic movements as a sign of seizure, but other signs were only recognized by 20 to 30% of the participants. And from the teachers, only around 18.6 were aware of the school children and their classes who has a history of seizures. Regarding the attitude of school teachers, 89.9 teachers who had received training felt confident in giving first aid, and around 47.6 assumed that first aid should be started only by a first aid trained person, and around 51.7 felt first aid can be started by any person if no trained person is available. From 9.5 felt first aid training as important, and around 82.6 were willing to attend the training program. So we asked about the preference of the training program, and 56.3 preferred school-based small group teaching, in-person teaching program, and 13.23 opted for district-wide teacher training, and 11.3 recommended online training of the first aid and basic life support. Regarding the practices of school teachers, so 68.5 prioritize moving a child to a safe area before initiating basic life support, and 44.1 recognize the need of observing a child who has become unconscious following a school injury, and around 32.2 routinely bring first aid, but around 18% only had access to eyes for soft tissue injuries. And 5.6 correctly practice cooling the burn with running water, but there was 23.7 who incorrectly practice applying toothpaste, and 53% has the incorrect practice of providing a metal spoon to hold during a seizure attack, and only 14.4 correctly recognize the importance of turning the child during the seizure management, and 15.9 incorrectly suggested attempting to open a child's mouth during a seizure. Conclusion: our research highlighted gaps in knowledge and practice regarding first aid, basic life support, and basic management of seizure and burn injury. Mean value of knowledge was around 0.3 in a range of 0 to 1, and around 58% had poor knowledge and about 40% had moderate knowledge. General good attitude and confidence and willingness to administer first aid during school injuries was identified, and there was a significant positive correlation between good attitude and good practices. Generally, teachers who had good attitudes regarding the first aid and basic life support were had more implementation of good practices to their everyday practice. So enthusiasm and willingness to attend the future training programs to bridge the efficiencies was identified. So these findings can guide a future large-scale research and design of a tailored program. So recommendations: standardization of current training programs, features like as planned in the multi-sectorial plan, and encouraging regular practice to maintain and update the first aid skills, and incorporating first aid into the school curriculum, and developing a mechanism of training for children also. Some of these recommendations were given by the school teachers themselves. These are the references.
Okay, thank you very much for your interesting presentation and interesting research. The forum is open for discussion. First from our judges. Anything you want to ask? Okay. Yes.